Gave us all a lot to think about. Next up on the stage, we are welcoming Dan Woods. Dan is the CEO and founder of Socotra. Socotra is a provider of advanced core systems software for the insurance industry. Prior to starting Socotra in 2014, Dan worked in private equity and was an early member of Palantir's engineering team. Please help me welcome Mr. Dan Woods.
Are we live? Yes, we're live. Thank you for the introduction. All right. So, let's start with the big scary slide. Everyone knows this. Market's changing. Technology landscape is changing. My favorite thing here, embedded. Really excited about that. But this is all, should all feel scared now. But what are we going to do about this? How are we going to keep up is the question. And from an IT perspective, which is my area of the world, what I see as the biggest barrier to keeping up with insurance IT is that we've simply reached the point where the needs of any modern insurer have outstripped what any one vendor can provide. Single vendor solutions don't scale. Monoliths don't scale. We hear monoliths are bad, but the alternative is best of breed. And when I say best of breed, I can feel the collective blood pressure going up and heartburn because a lot of people in insurance have bad experience with best of breed. They hear best of breed and they think of vendors pointing fingers at each other when things don't work. They think about upgrade dependency log jams. To which I say, I've been using best of breed since 1989 when I first installed WordPerfect on MS-DOS 5. What was up with that? What's different? If you say you don't believe in best of breed, but you got a smartphone in your pocket, you should probably think about that. It's a marvel of best of breed. We see what comes of it. So what we get with it is the ability to change out components. You can use the best technology for each component. And let me be clear, changing out a component, changing out a payment provider or a claims processor, I'm not saying it's like changing a light bulb, although sometimes it is, and I'll get to that in a moment. It might be like changing out a car transmission. But a car transmission was made to be changed out with standard tooling by someone who may not have specific knowledge. That's the difference. Monolith is analogous to poured concrete. Try changing part of that out. And as I like to say, you probably time to read the quote, who knew that Confucius was an IT consultant? This is what we're talking about. So APIs. APIs are everywhere. Else. I came up with this list myself. I just thought of any company I could think of that makes software and just type Twitter, APIs. Airbnb, APIs. And it takes me to a page that looks like this. This is Google Maps API, developers.google.com. And this is what engineers are used to looking at. They want to talk to Google Maps, and they've got a thing like this. It's easy to find. And this is where, for example, a moderately talented engineer with no particular domain knowledge could write an app over a weekend that, say, could find all the restaurants within 1 mile, and then call the Yelp API and find the one with the highest rating, and then call the DoorDash API and place an order, then call the Twilio API to say that's on its way. For crying out loud, SpaceX has APIs on their websites. Go to it, docs.spacexdata.com. This is like for a landing page. You see, like the Dragon API is like right there. You deliver your pizza to Mars. And of course, Socotra has its APIs online. This is just the way software is made. And by the way, if you want to know if a company has APIs, you just search for the company name and APIs. You don't need. I mean, I love our analyst partners. They're great. They talk to our customers and they can get references and things like that. But you look at the reports. The way they determine those APIs, they ask the vendor, "Do you have APIs?" And guess what people say? So great for a lot of things. If you want to know if someone has APIs, just look. It's right there. This is how grown-up software is made. But that's only halfway there. First off, even to get to APIs, you need to be clear. Everyone's got to be on the same version. If I sell a different version to you and you and you, and they want to publish the APIs, well, whose APIs am I publishing? And APIs, by the way, are a lot more than a convenience for the engineer. APIs are about a vendor going on the record that this is the thing I create. And I don't care who asks me, this is the thing I create, and this is who I am. If they won't share their API, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like dating someone who will never let you see them in front of their friends. What's going on with that? So from there, now you have the APIs, and you can integrate with anything. all you have to do is provision some hardware to handle configuration management, secure storage of credentials, monitoring, logging, upgrades. It's so easy. All you have to do is all of that, and you've got your integration. Still an order of magnitude easier than not having the APIs, but integration framework goes a long way, and that's something that we've built. Others have similar things, but that's the next stage in the evolution, is to have those things there. So all you need to do, we're in the containerization world, is create a container that describes your integration, upload it. You don't even have to have a cloud account. And then, of course, if you do that, let's keep a library of those integrations. You know what that is? That's an app marketplace. And there is no engine for IT innovation more powerful than an app marketplace. If you got a smartphone in your pocket, I know you agree with me. Those of you looking at your smartphones, I'm sure that's why you're looking at them. You're just marveling right now at your innovation engine in your pocket. But we know this intuitively. And this is a picture of what the future of insurance IT is going to look like. Things connecting much, much more rapidly. We have ours, and we can go there, marketplace.socotra.com. Everyone I see on your phones, I assume that's where you're looking. And it's what you'd expect, as easy as installing an app on your smartphone. Pick an app, little graphical configuration, launch. For the nerds in the room in the middle, that's field mapping between your particular data model that you've written, your fields, and whatever the app happens to have, all done graphically. As a recovering nerd, I love this stuff. But what comes next after that in the connectedness journey? What comes next after that is going to be curation of complete solutions. So you've got a marketplace with a bunch of things. But what's great is if you can have a particular line of business, a particular use case, and curate the apps that it needs. Sometimes they have alternatives, different apps. And that's actually what we announced last month in the UK, and today was our announcement here in the US of Core Plus, which is exactly that. And all we did was we just took the two most common insurance products that our customers use Socotra for. Most common is auto insurance. Here's a handful of the customers that we can name. We've got our core partners, but this isn't about us. This is about a much larger paradigm and the connectedness. A lot of my friend from Fenris, who's just here, we've got they're a partner of ours. They've got an app in our library. You want to use Socotra and Fenris? Any one of our customers can do that. But and you can swap these things out. And then homeowners is the second. And of course, we're partnering with folks to create additional ones. People who want to become a part of this. This is so much bigger than us. This is about the ability to connect. This is about IT teams and insurers having a right to understand the thing that they paid hard money for. Thank you.